Next on All Access.
Tonight we on Monday Night Football. Everybody watching. This is what we doing for.
Cam takes the snap. He's going to try to push on the sneak. Off the right side. He gets in. Touchdown, Patriots.
Tell me about the feeling when you kick the game winner.
Yeah, that's one of the most exciting things in sports, especially for a kicker. It's relied on just on you at that point. It's a lot of fun. Good to see the guys all out there.
We raised 200 tickets between the players and the coaches. I think what it really turned into was not only an expression of support, but an expression of brotherhood and sisterhood between the guys on the field and the guys protecting our right to be able to do that.
See, the Eagles have a unblocked linebacker, but again, with all the misdirection here, the back going this way, the floor's going this way, and Jackson going up the middle, just a step late, and splits it, it's all over.
In the staggered stance waits. The snap delivered. The placement. Swing of the right leg. Kick is driven to the uprights. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Patriots win it. Nick Folk converts the game winner.
The Patriots are back in the win column after roaring back in dramatic fashion on Monday night. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. It wasn't perfect, but the Patriots' execution was close to it down the stretch to improve to 3-5 on the season. Next up, a return to prime time, this time in Foxborough, when the Patriots host the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday night. Let's begin the show with a look back at the sights and sounds from the Patriots' hard-fought win over the Jets.
Monday Night Football. A half-century-old Monday Night Football is one of the longest-running primetime programs in television history. It gave us Howard Cosell, Dandy Don Meredith, and Hank Williams Jr. It was the only game on that night which made it must-see TV. This year's matchup between the Patriots and Jets would be their 9th Monday night meeting.
Tonight we on Monday Night Football. Everybody watching. This is what we doing for. This Saturday night, Monday night. Legends aboard. Let's go, Miles. Legends aboard. 7-3. 1, 2, 3.
Trailing 3-0, New England put together an 8-play, 75-yard drive for their first quarter offensive touchdown of the year.
His own read. He fakes it to Burton. He's going to run it to the right, trying to curl outside of the stick bar. He's hit at the 3, lunges to the goal line, extending, touchdown, Patriots.
There you go, Kim.
It was a tough night defensively, especially against the pass. 3 Joe Flacco touchdown passes gave the home team a 10-point lead heading into the fourth quarter.
He catches for his second touchdown of the night, and the Jets expand their lead.
Take advantage of the opportunity. Let's go.
They're not throwing hitches. They ain't going to beat us throwing hitches. It's overs and go.
Flacco play fake, deep drop. He's going to throw a long ball down the middle of the field into double coverage. Intercepted by Jackson. Intended for Denzel Mims. Out of the eye, Burkhead behind Johnson. Cam takes the snap. He's going to try to push on the sneak. Off the right side, he gets in. Touchdown, Patriots. Shotgun snap. Cam drops back. 5 seconds. He throws down the middle, and the pass is caught by Jacoby Myers with 3 seconds to go, and the Patriots take the timeout. The grab is made at the 33-yard line to give Folk an opportunity to beat his former team with a 51-yard try. The snap delivered, the placement, swing of the right leg, kick is driven to the uprights, right down the middle. It's good, and the Patriots win it. Nick Folk converts the game winner as time expires on a 30-27 victory.
Oh, man, you did it! You did it! Hey! Hey!
All right, let's take a quick look at the plays of the week brought to you by Bose and the big win, the divisional win over the New York Jets. And, Coach, great complimentary football in all three phases to end this football game. What are we going to take a look at?
Yeah, it sure was. We needed it from everybody. This is the last minute and a half of the game here. And so we'll start with the Patriots on defense, fourth quarter, minute and a half to go, 2nd and 2. And the Jets run an over out here. So this is the slot coming over, the receiver coming on the backside, and the outside receiver on a go route. And they'd run this play a little earlier in the game and had some success with it. And this time we defend it pretty well. Do a good job of the linebackers of getting back here, and then the secondary is able to pass off those over routes to their respective sides. And really, there's anybody open there, so Flacco has to hold the ball on this. And Dietrich Wise down here at the bottom of the screen does a nice rush here on Udga and turns the corner there to make the sack. So
that's a big play there, because sorry to cut you off, but that's 2nd and 2, which now eventually gets us to 3rd and 7. But I remember you on NFL Films always talking about guys on defense, the worst place to be is past the quarterback. That's a good job by him getting back downhill to get him, huh?
Right. So this 2nd and 2, exactly as you said, Scott. This 2nd and 2 becomes 3rd and 7 with the sack, and you're right. Wise comes, kind of comes around here, but he doesn't really ever go past the quarterback. He kind of turns the corner right about at the quarterback's level, and again, the good coverage here enables the rush to just have a little bit more time to get there. As Flacco's kind of waiting for this to get open. I think he was going to come to the check down, but just didn't quite get to it before Wise wrapped him up. So as you said, that changed it to 3rd down and 7, and that gave us an opportunity to run a pressure on him here. And this is Adrian Phillips coming right up the middle. You can see where the dotted line is here. He's coming right up the middle on a blitz. And we have good coverage here, and Flacco kind of drifts away from the blitz here, tries to throw it up to the over route here, and we're in pretty good shape, and they'll connect on that. So that able to get the ball back. But the sack with Wise on 2nd down, and then the 3rd down stop here was a big one for us.
Yeah, it sure was. And it sort of flips the field for you guys. You get the ball back, and you hit a couple screens to sort of get you in that area where one chunk play sort of sets you up for that field goal. Talk us through what you see here with Cam with the really good throw to Jacoby Myers.
Right, so there's 8 seconds to go in the game, and we have 1 timeout left here. So we're in a position where we can, run a play, try to get the ball in the field goal range, and then take timeout and have time to kick it. So 8 seconds is really plenty of time to do that if as soon as we catch the ball, we go down quickly. So play call here by Josh was really a good one. He runs the slot receiver runs through the middle of the field here, and Jacoby comes and runs an in cut on the backside. The free safety is looking to take this middle read route and not let that get behind him. But really the key to the play is one of the big keys to the play. First of all, is great protection. Our offensive line gives Cam protection, and Cam takes advantage of it by looking over here to the quarterback's left, and that takes the coverage. The linebacker, the middle field safety, takes those guys, over here to this side of the field, and opens up this big space for Jacoby to come into there. And then Cam comes back late, so he looks, and then at the last second comes back late and drills it in there to get him inside the 35-yard line and give us an opportunity for a 50-yard field goal. Yeah, if this is a good look right here in the end zone on this play. You can really see how Cam, again, first of all, protection here is really good. We get a good bump on the ends. There's not a lot of upfield pressure here. And so, Cam, by looking over here, draws Hewitt this way, and then, Lange kind of gets tied up here on Izzo. And so this, what's taking the linebacker out of the passing window here is Cam's eyes, and then he comes back and throws the end cut right there to Jacoby. We immediately call a timeout and have enough time to make the kick.
Were you a little shocked that they didn't call timeout there at the end to sort of ice Nick a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that I thought what we were going to get is some kind of a rush here where they would jump the line and try to get us a false start, and
sure,
pushing the ball back there would make it a really difficult kick. But sometimes I think you're better off just lining up and going. But the protection here is really good. Tooney does a nice job here of supporting this gap here between the tackle and the wing. See, the protection's good there, and just as you said, Nick, puts it right down Broadway. So it's an awesome kick.
You knew it right away too. That's awesome.
Sure did.
Yeah, great stuff right there, Coach. Love doing these after wins. Appreciate the time here on the Plays of the Week. Good luck against the Ravens.
Thank you, Scott. Always a pleasure.
All right, there you go. There's your Plays of the Week. See you next time.
Coming up on All Access.
We take a look back to the first time the Patriots and Ravens played.
Picked up and run in for a touchdown by Teddy Bruschi.
But first, a chat with the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week.
I'm just happy I kicked. I trust so much Jake and Joe that it make my job so easy. So it was really good to do.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots. By Gillette Pro Glide and Pro Glide Gel, 5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke. And by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off.
It's week 10, we're back in the win column, and I'm Lauren Spencer with your Patriots Social Media Minute. Traditional birthday parties haven't looked the same in 2020, but Jacoby Myers knows how to celebrate. He rang in his 24th year to the tune of 12 catches, 169 yards for a career night and a Patriots win. You know it was an exciting night when you get a shout out from the king himself. LeBron James took to Twitter Monday night to congratulate Cam Newton and the Patriots on a comeback win. In Week 9, J.C. Jackson earned the nickname Mr. INT when he recorded tic-tac-toe 3 in a row games with an interception, and Monday night the streak continued. J.C. tried his hand at a different game and successfully secured Connect 4. We're back in primetime against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football, so be sure to follow along, and we'll be back next week with another Patriots Social Media Minute.
Welcome back to All Access, presented by GEICO. The Patriots are faced with a shortened week after winning on Monday. Dan Roach tells us that the Patriots best be ready for a step up in class with this week's opponent.
They try to push on the sneak off the right side. He gets in. Touchdown, Patriots. And it's a 1-point game.
Okay, he's in.
Woo!
The 4-game losing skid is history and a sense of relief. Cam Newton's been playing better, and he was asked what's been the reason for his improved play.
I'm getting tired of sucking. Simple.
A win over the winless Jets is great, but now they jump up in class to take on a championship contender as the 6-2 Baltimore Ravens come to town Sunday night.
They're a great football team, and it'll be a big challenge, and I think we're excited for that.
They're going to be tough. They're going to come in here. They're going to be scrappy, not just offense and defense, but they're going to be a good special teams unit too. So, I would say a team that's similar to us of how you just want to fight in and go all the way to the end.
Monday night's win may have been season-saving, and now the Ravens game is a huge opportunity to build off of that.
At this particular point of the juncture, every single game is the most important game. We understand that, and as offense, you know, we've been coming together here lately, and we just got to keep building.
The face of the Ravens is 2019 NFL MVP Lamar Jackson. Last year, the Ravens quarterback ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for another in a Sunday night win over the Pats.
Of course, we're looking forward to the challenge because you want to be the defense that stops them. You want to be the guys that shut them down, and he's going to go out there and he's going to make some plays. But if we do what we're supposed to, then we'll come out with the win.
Monday night's win against the Jets marked the first time this season the Patriots did not commit a turnover. How important is that to the success of this team? Well, since 2008, the Patriots are 70-8 now when they do not commit a turnover. Pretty important indeed. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
All right, Dan Roach, thank you very much for joining me now. It's Patriot kicker Nick Folk. And Nick, it's good to see you. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Obviously, you're doing better than me. But let me ask you this right out of the gate. How close were you not to kicking in that game on Monday night because of back issues?
I'm just happy I kicked. You know, we had a little bit of an issue there, but we worked through it. We were ready to go, and I think everyone was. You know, I trust so much Jake and Joe that it made my job so easy. So it was really good to do.
Nick, we were all happy you kicked.
I appreciate that.
We're all happy you kicked. But, you know, it would have been more dramatic if you told everybody, hey, I'm hurting here. I'm going to come off the sideline. I'm going to kick the 51-yarder. It would have added to the story, right?
Yeah, it would have been a little bit more dramatic. But I tried to keep everyone's nerves calm.
You know, how sweet is it to kick a field goal against your former team, especially when it's a game winner, a walk-off? I mean, and you know the stadium pretty well.
Yeah, it was fun, and it's a second time against a former team. I did it when I was with the Jets against the Cowboys. So a little bit of familiarity there, doing that kind of, you know, doing that. But it was fun. I know a couple guys still there. A lot of turnover since I was there in 16, but it was a good time. I'm just glad we got the win.
All right, the game's winding down. Cam goes to Jacoby to get you down the field. From a range standpoint, how far did you know you could make that kick? What were you thinking?
I told Josh and Cam, the two coordinators, that the 35-yard line was probably the range for the day, and they kind of knew that, and we got it to the 33, and it was a perfect range.
Tell me about the feeling when you kick the game winner, and everybody's running onto the field, all your teammates come up to you and congratulate you.
Yeah, that's one of the most exciting things in sports, especially for a kicker. It's relied on just on you at that point. It's a lot of fun. Good to see the guys all out there. And Jake was kind of holding me up so I wouldn't get trampled too bad.
Hey, AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. You've won it before, and now you're here again. That's got to be pretty special for you.
Yeah, it's good. It's a lot of fun. I think the win means more to me than that. But it's good to get recognized a little bit every now and again. But we just got to keep putting wins together.
You know, do you feel like this team is gaining a little bit of momentum with that win?
I think so. I think we're heading in the right direction. We've had a bunch of good weeks of practice. We've got to put it together on Sundays and see where it takes us come the end of the season.
I hear you, my friend. We'll keep kicking, and good luck to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You got it. Nick Folk, our guest. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
J.C. Jackson has been on a roll as far as interceptions are concerned. Monday night against the Jets, Jackson picked off a pass for the 4th straight game. He ties the club record with Devin McCourty, who accomplished the same feat last year, and Hall of Fame corner Mike Haynes, who did it back in his rookie year of 1976.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access, and time to sit down and talk to Coach Belichick. And Coach, big win against the New York Jets. Things at the end of that game weren't going well for you guys. Fourth quarter, you're down 10 points. undermanned a little bit. You got guys playing different positions. Team struggling. What's it say about your team, the resiliency there at the end of that game to fight and come back and win that big divisional game for you?
Yeah, I thought the team, showed a lot of competitiveness, and we played good situation football at the end of the game, offense, defense, special teams, and made some adjustments, some things that they hurt us with. We were able to correct and improve those and execute them better. It was a good complementary game, and especially in the fourth quarter.
I've talked to you over the course of the weeks about some of the depth and some of the young guys that are playing. A good example of that is that Jacoby Myers just biding his time, gets the opportunity, gets out there, the 14 targets, 12 catches, and what a night he had on his birthday.
He sure did, yeah. I think you could say that about a number of guys, but sure, Jacoby would be in that category. He definitely took advantage of some opportunities. He's had a couple catches called back in the last couple of weeks as well, but he's done a good job of finding a way to get open, catching the ball, and has been competitive running with it after the catch. So he's I think gaining confidence, a little bit of confidence each week, and he and Cam have their timing and execution has been on an upward slope, which is a good thing.
All right, I know this league moves very quickly from one primetime game to another. Sunday Night Football, big matchup against the Ravens. I remember being down there this time last year, a lot of buzz. That stadium was packed and humming. As we all know, 2020 is different. When you watch these Ravens, how resilient are they? Is that a good term to use when you look at that team and describe them, resiliency?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty competitively tough every week, and they bring it in all three phases of the game. They're a team that has good size. They play a physical style, and on offense, defense, and special teams. And they've got a lot of experienced players that have been in their system, that know what they're doing and know how to do it. So, it's a very good football team, and it's be a big challenge for us this week.
All right, you watch the National Football League. There's not a lot of times on a Sunday or Monday or Thursday where you look at a kicker and say, that guy's a Hall of Famer. You had one. I assume Adam Vinatieri is going to be a Hall of Famer one day. Justin Tucker, when you look at him, fair to say that this guy's probably going to join him in that Hall?
I think that's fair to say, Scott.
Fair to say. Okay, good answer right there. All right, time now for the Twitter question of the week, and it comes from @Kiernan-Hennigan. It's a pretty good one here, Coach. Baltimore versus New England. We're going food here. The Red Lobster, the New England Lobster, or the Maryland Blue Crab? You know my answer to this one. Which one's favorite? Which one wins in that matchup?
Yeah, well, I grew up on those crabs, Scott, so I'm going to have to go with the crabs, but it's hard to pass up a good lobster, good Maine lobster, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody could eat about 36 crabs like we did. That's a good answer right there, Coach. All right, if you want to ask the coach a question, you have to follow the team on Twitter, hashtag it AskBB. Bellustrator in the show. I think we're going to take a look at all three phases. Fair to say?
Yeah, this is a very explosive team. They can do it in every phase of the game for sure.
All right, Coach, great stuff. More Patriots All Access. We'll return after this, and then we're going to have that Bellustrator for you.
Coming up on All Access.
The Patriots' connection to the military is a strong one. We'll explain. And later, the Bellustrator.
And the two good double teams here really secure the run alley. Duvernay does the rest.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New England Patriots. By the Dan O'Brien Auto Group. Come in to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group store today and get your awesome protection plan, keeping it awesome. And by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots.
They were all wanting to get near the gates, the freedom. My eyes opened up to a different world.
Earlier this week, our nation honored those who have served our country on Veterans Day. Here in Foxborough, Patriots owner Robert Kraft and his son Josh laid a wreath at the Fallen Memorial here at Gillette Stadium, with 32 tribute towers honor over 500 members of our military. We go back into the vault to 2017, where Patriots long snapper and commissioned lieutenant in the Navy Reserve, Joe Cardona, joined forces with his teammates to treat 200 military members to a Patriots game.
So the decision to raise tickets and from within the locker room really came from having a conversation with Matthew Slater, and what we really decided was we want to get more personal interaction between us and military members. And being a reserve officer, I know that there's a lot of similarity between football and the military in mindset, in accomplishing a mission, and achieving and developing as people. We raised 200 tickets between the players and the coaches. I think what it really turned into was not only an expression of support, but an expression of brotherhood and sisterhood between the guys on the field and the guys protecting our right to be able to do that.
Oh, this is awesome. We feel very fortunate to have the opportunity to come and represent the Navy here and in support of the rest of the deployed forces. So we thank the Kraft family and Gillette Stadium for hosting us. Thank you, Mr. Kraft.
Thank you.
Phenomenal. It's my first NFL game ever.
Time of my life, man. I got a present to take home to the bowl.
The crowd support couldn't have been better. To hear those loud roars pregame, when the stadium is usually a little quiet, I know that was a special moment for a lot of those on the field to really feel the appreciation from the New England Patriots fans.
Fans, please rise and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem.
To be able to be out there on the field with my brothers and sisters in arms, as well as my teammates, really brought together my two careers, and to bring those two groups of people together, for me, just a great moment. And that's the best way I could describe it. It's a special moment for me.
Joe, great job on the military thing tonight. That was awesome.
Down the right side, 40, 45, near midfield as he shoved out of bounds by Patrick. He'll give it to Ingram, who runs to a big hole in the middle. Carries left across the 35, and he fakes it and runs into the left. Jackson is going to trot into the end zone, showboating with a high step for a Baltimore touchdown. And the Ravens savoring this win over the Patriots here in Baltimore.
The year was 1996, the inaugural season for the Baltimore Ravens, who hosted New England at the Orioles Ballpark Memorial Stadium. The Patriots got a block punt by Larry Wiggum that resulted in a scoop and score for the rookie linebacker, Teddy Bruschi.
Picked up and run in for a touchdown by Teddy Bruschi.
2 Drew Bledsoe to Sean Jefferson TDs helped the Patriots win a shootout over Baltimore, 46-38.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for the Bellustrator, and we're going to take a look at the Ravens. Really tough football team, Coach. 3 phases, and we're going to start with the kick return here. A lot of speed.
Well, the Ravens are a very explosive team, and honestly, they're capable of scoring on every play of the game, whether it be in the kicking game, offensively or defensively. And against Kansas City, this was a situation where Kansas City was really starting to take control of the game, and then the Ravens hit them with this big kickoff return and got right back into the game. So they're very good on special teams. This is Duvernay, rookie receiver, fast kid. Here they, have a couple double teams here at the 30-yard line. They're able to, split this seam here, get away from the backside, and Duvernay just outruns everybody on his way to
That's pretty good speed there. We know how fast Kansas City is too, so counter speed with speed.
So here's the same play from the end zone. You can really see it set up nicely here with the blocking pattern. So the Ravens double team these 2 players right here. So these 4 are going to take those 2, and then they block here and here, and then kick out and lead up for the safety. So here's a good look at the play. There's the double teams. Here's the kick out. Here's the kick out on the safety, and there he goes. Well, very well executed play. Again, the 2 good double teams here really secure the run alley, and then Duvernay does the rest.
It's great when you can flip a field like that, 7 points right away, and that'll lead us here to defensively for the Ravens. And some things have changed for them too. Different players in the secondary, but in essence, same type of style that they play with here against Indianapolis.
Yeah, and nothing that's special about the defense or the play. It's really just Colts bounce the ball out here. They've got the start of a nice play, and then what the Ravens do is they pursue well, they tackle well, and they punch the ball out. So knock the ball here off the Colts. Clark picks it up, and 65-yard touchdown. So, when I talk about the explosiveness, whether it's a fumble, whether it's a strip sack, interception return for a touchdown, batted ball, they're capable of all those plays, and they've made them all for turnovers. They haven't all turned into touchdowns, but that's how explosive they are.
All right, there we go. We just took a look at 2 touchdowns, and obviously the offense hasn't even taken the field yet, and they're led by this guy, Lamar Jackson. Let's take a look at him.
Yeah, so this is the 3rd and 3 play here against the Eagles, and they run the quarterback counter, so it's a sweep here to this side if it's there. If nobody takes the back, then they give it to them. If somebody takes them, like in this case, the Eagles' defensive end is up the field to take that away. Then Jackson takes the ball and he runs behind the pulling guard and tackle. So you can see or in this case, it's the center and tackle. But the center and tackle pull back here to the open side. This is 4 open, right? So they pull back here to the open side and fake the sweep over here. And this is one of the problems when you bring a lot of people up to the line of scrimmage against the Ravens, that if they happen to split one and there's nobody here in the middle of the field, then with Jackson, it's all over. It's going to be a hard guy to catch from behind. So they do a good job of finding the gap somehow to split the defense. And if you're not, if you don't have that second level player there that can help support that, then it's all over, and they can really smoke you for a big play here. So here's the counter with the center pulling, and then the tackle pulling up inside the center. Not a play that you see a lot of. Try to hold the end here with the fake to the back, and then good run.
All right, it's a great breakdown. I know a lot of people say, hey, why don't you play man-to-man? Why don't you spy the game? Next thing you know, he creases and he could be off to the races for 55 yards. Coach, great breakdown. Good luck Sunday night against the Ravens. Go get them.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Scott.
All right, there you go. There's your Illustrator. More at Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New England Patriots. And by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots. Proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access 71 in our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Good to see you guys.
You too, Steve.
The Jets game. It was a lot closer than we all expected. Your takeaways from that game?
Yeah, it was a lot closer, but the one thing that I take away, certainly from a positive side, is just the offensive production. And the 30 points looks great, but I also think they moved the ball pretty consistently all night. You're going to say, well, it was against the Jets, and that's true. I don't have really any response to that. But I thought some of the things looked different. I thought Cam looked a little bit more comfortable. And, Jacoby Myers, Mike, is a guy that, has gotten a chance to play the last couple of weeks, and he's produced.
I'm always so struck by the fine line in football because, at halftime and even into the third quarter, I'm ready to have the obituary for the Patriots season, ready to be written.
Yeah,
they lose that game, 2-6. It's
over.
It's over, and then they get it, but it was not easy the way they got it. And so now the question to me is, can they sort of spring forward and use that as momentum because it was almost over?
Paul, you mentioned the quarterback. What was different about Cam Newton against the Jets?
Yeah, I do think that they made a concerted effort, Mike, to get the ball out of his hands a little bit quicker and maybe simplify his reads. And I would defer to Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick as to exactly how they did that with the X's and O's. That's what it looked like. A big takeaway after the game was really, and I know we're not supposed to be like this, but I really felt good for him because we've seen him post-game after some of these losses really putting it all on himself.
Right.
And to have him be able to, put 13 points on the board in the last 6 minutes and change there, to really, as Mike said, save a season, if not temporarily, at least, have that one moment. I really felt good for him, but I do think, there were some changes offensively.
And to amplify Paul's point, if you look at the image of Cam right after Nick Folk's kick goes through, you could see the relief on his face, like we finally got one, which was on him, losing the ball.
Yeah.
I thought they simplified it for him, though, Steve. Made some of the reads easier for him. Play action helped too.
The defense. Is there a concern here? Because the Jets were able to go up and down the field on this Patriots defense.
Yeah, that's a really bad offense too, and and Flacco hasn't really played that well in a couple of years, and he was pretty good until that one ill-fated throw down the field in the fourth quarter. They're banged up a little bit. You're missing some key personnel with Lawrence Guy up front and Gilmore in the back. Bentley has really been their only linebacker, but I don't want to excuse that for the performance. This was a bad offense that looked really, really good for 3 quarters of that game.
It looked like a preseason game to me on two fronts. First, personnel-wise, like you look at who's playing, names that you really have to look at. Even a diehard Patriots fan would say, Nick Thurman? What? Tell me more. Tayshawn Bauer?
What are these guys?
So, Terez Hall at linebacker. So in the front 7, that's where my concern is. I thought the secondary struggled in this game, but I feel like if that's their biggest problem, then it's just not going to work for them because they have better talent than they showed in that game. To me, the issue would be, can they fix the front?
Prediction time.
Yeah, I don't like this matchup just for the reasons that we said. It would seem to be strength against weakness and advantage for the Ravens here. I think that the key is what Mike said. If you can maybe get ahead and make Lamar have to throw, then you have the chance for turnovers. But I think that's what it would take. I think the Ravens win this one 27-17.
Give me the Pats. I'm going to take the Patriots, and here's why. I think it's a last gasp sort of keep the season going.
Yep.
I'm not convinced on the Ravens either. I think they've had 2 losses to the 2 best teams on their schedule. Not saying the Patriots are great, but I'm going to put my faith in them this week to play their best game with more guys coming back into the lineup. Let's take them by a field goal, 20-17.
All right, guys. We will see who's right. That'll do it for this week. Yes. And he sits there with so much
Big underdogs, the Patriots.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perillo, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody. See you later.